Hey guys, it's Peta here again. Just wanted to make another video. I think the topic for today, I've been thinking about it, and I kind of want to talk about making friends and socializing, because there's two types of people. There's people like me who have a very difficult time making friends, and then there's people who can make friends pretty easily. And I kind of wanted to talk about, you know, like what goes through my head when I'm meeting people and kind of why I think I struggle so much to make friends. You know, as a kid, I was very extroverted, like throughout elementary school and middle school. And that's because I just think in general kids have, filter, so they can kind of say whatever they want. Like I literally met one of my friends that I've known since third grade. I met him in class, we had the same class, and he literally just went ahead and asked me, "Do you want to be friends?" Like that's all he said, and I said yes, and that's how we became friends. We didn't really have any shared interests. Like we didn't talk about any shared interests or anything. We just kind of decided one day to become friends, and I think it's very interesting that that can just work. Um, and even throughout middle school, I think I was pretty friendly and extroverted. You know, I liked to be, dare I say, the center of attention. Um, and everyone has that middle school phase, where you where you do things that now you look back and you're like, damn, I did that. Um, that being said, my final year of middle school was 2020, and if you remember, we had the the lockdown from COVID-19, and that was kind of my transition from middle school to high school. So basically, I went from talking to my friends every day in person to kind of being by myself for 5 months. I still talked to them on the phone and texted them, but I wasn't hanging out with them in person. And so by the time I got into my freshman year of high school, I think I was a much more introverted, and I'm for sure introverted now. Um, I just got a lot more quiet, a lot more shy. It talking to people kind of felt more like a chore than like something that I liked to do. And I still made friends in high school. Most of them were friends of friends, and then I just kind of meshed well with them because I already kind of knew they had the same kind of humor that me and my friends had. So it was very easy to kind of get along with them. And I think I did pretty okay throughout high school, and then college started, and I remember my starting my freshman year, so last August, I kind of had the mindset of I'm gonna get out there, I'm gonna meet some people, I'm gonna make some friends, and even if not, like just kind of get better at socializing. Um, but that the freshman my freshman year went by, and I did not make any friends. I was content with the friends I had, so I kind of didn't really feel the need to meet new people. And also, I'm not great at talking to people. I think that's probably the worst part. Like I have I yearn to be friends with people. So like that, like I have that kind of motivation, but I am not a great speaker. I'm pretty awkward in person, and I kind of get really nervous when people talk to me, like people I don't know talk to me. And a lot of the times it kind of causes me to speed up how fast I'm talking. And I think the way that I talk, when I go that fast, I start stuttering, and it makes some of the words I say like incomprehensible. You won't be able to understand what I'm trying to say, and it just gets me really nervous to think about social interactions like that. Like I'm like at my job, I'm pretty good at like socializing with my coworkers and stuff, because I've known them for about a year. But like random people and people I've never met before and people that I don't know that well, it's a lot harder for me to kind of, you know, to get to know them. I struggle on that. Um, the only way I've really been able to make friends this past couple years has really just been online friends, because I think for me it's a lot easier because I can kind of join a community of people who have the same interests as me, and then I already have something to talk about, and I already have, like, for example, one of my online friends I met through like a Resident Evil forum, and it's kind of nice because it's a lot easier to talk to them because I already know that we have, a similar interest. So it's a lot easier to kind of start a conversation and kind of get to know them, if that makes sense. So I honestly, I think to start feeling a little bit better about myself, I'm going to start going out to, like, what's it called? Like conventions, and try looking at, like, clubs and stuff with my college to kind of see, because I mean, I'd like to meet other people who like the same stuff as me, because I think that's the easiest way to meet people, at least for me. And that's something I kind of am interested in doing. Just kind of going out and meeting some new people. And I think that's kind of been my problem in the past, is that, like, in college, I'm not really... I mean, they're in my class, so, they'd be doing the same kind of stuff. Like, they'd be the same kind of major, or they'd be very similar, so we could have that to talk about, but... I'm kind of, like, dorky, I really like... I like video games, I like movies, I like anime, manga, and so some of the times, even though I'm not embarrassed about it, when I'm talking to people, I don't mention that, just because and I don't know exactly why. I think it's not out of embarrassment. Like, I'm not, like, ashamed that I like nerdy stuff. I think it's more of just, like, I don't want them to judge me, or, like, I don't know. I've kind of mentioned it to people before, but I always hold out on, like, other things, like, I'll talk about video games, but then I won't mention some of my more, like, favorite video games, just because I think, like, I don't know, I don't want them to think I'm, like, weird or something, but, that's something I'm kind of working on, like, at least recently, within the past few months, is kind of just learning to, not care what people think about me, and kind of just, because if I start a friendship with someone and they don't know what I like, or they're under the impression that I like something different than what I'm saying, it just kind of doesn't feel like a real friendship. So I want to have a friendship where I can kind of be truly myself with someone and kind of discuss our interests, and that's something I kind of want to try working on. So if you guys have any, like, advice, I'd appreciate it. I know, like, a lot of people are extroverted. Like, a lot of my friends can literally meet a random person at, like, a club, or, like, just, like, at a party, and then they can talk for hours. And that's not something I can do. I get very emotionally drained very quickly, but... if you have any tips for, like, how to make maybe just simple conversation a little bit easier, I'd like to hear it. And that's kind of all I want to talk about for today, but I do want to kind of thank you guys. The support on the last video is pretty crazy to think about. I think as of recording this, we have 116 subscribers, 117, and there's been a lot of comments. I'm still trying to respond to them all. Between work and, recording and stuff, I think I have a few more comments to respond to. But I just want to thank you guys, because, I mean, the goal of these videos isn't to, get popular or get subscribers. It's kind of just to talk about myself, and talk about stuff that I have been dealing with. But you know, I've been getting a lot of positive feedback on the last video. And actually, it's been really nice to kind of just read through everyone's comments. I've seen a lot of people say that they feel the similar way as I do from last video, and it's kind of nice because, yeah, that was my goal, is to kind of just, if there's people out there with the same issue as me, you know, they don't feel alone. And so the fact that there's people out there that have the same issue as me, that we're talking about how nice it is to have someone who is feeling the exact same way, it kind of made me happy. Not in like a, sounds like an evil way, like it sounds evil the way I said that, but it's just happy to know that there's people that I can help, or that, you know, can be reassured that they're not alone in that sense. And also I wanted to give an update kind of on the channel. I'm going to be continuing this kind of video format where I kind of just talk about stuff, but I'm also going to be starting to upload, like, I don't want to call them let's plays, but just kind of more like gaming focused videos. So if you have any game requests, let me know. I think I plan on playing Hollow Knight because I've never played that before. But like I said, if you have any requests, you know, let me know, because I'll play it if I haven't played it already. But yeah, so I'm excited to kind of start uploading more. I'm gonna try to upload every 2 days, so a pretty consistent schedule. But, you know, obviously I'll let you guys know if I have to delay anything for whatever reason. But I just kind of want to let you guys know that, yeah, give you an update on what I'm going to be doing with the channel. But yeah, these videos will still keep coming, right? So I'm not gonna, you know, let like other videos take over the channel. I'm still gonna be focusing on these. I think it'd be fun to, you know, play some games that I've never really either had the time for or like the motivation to start. I think it'd be a lot easier to just, you know, play it for an audience. But that being said, I think that's going to do it for this video. So I hope you guys have a good night or good morning, I guess, whenever you're seeing this. And I will see you guys in 2 days. Bye-bye.